The fire you're looking for isn't out there. It's inside you, buried beneath layers of self-doubt, distractions, and all the moments you chose to dim your light for the comfort of others. That fire? That's your inner glow. And once you awaken it, there's no turning back. Because when you learn how to strategize your inner glow, not only do you walk into rooms differently, but you shift the energy of every space you enter. You become undeniable, not because of how you look, but because of how you radiate. The truth is, most people walk through life completely unaware of the power they carry within. They think the glow comes from something outside, a new outfit, a social media filter, a compliment, a relationship, a breakthrough. But the glow that truly transforms lives, that radiates from the soul, that kind of light can't be borrowed, it can't be faked, and it sure as hell can't be dimmed without your permission. When you become the inner glow strategist of your life, you don't chase light, you become it. Your inner glow is not something the world hands you, it is something you awaken, cultivate, and protect. This is one of the most powerful truths you can ever embrace. So many people are stuck in a cycle of seeking external validation, thinking that once they get the job, the relationship, the money, the recognition, or the perfect body, then they will feel radiant, confident, and worthy. But this thinking traps you in a loop of waiting and chasing. It disconnects you from your true source of power, because the truth is, your glow isn't something to find, it's something to remember. It's already inside you. It's in how you think, how you feel, how you show up, and how you speak to yourself when no one's watching. It's not gifted by the outside world, it's activated by your inner world. You don't need permission to glow, you don't need anyone's approval to be powerful, you don't need the stars to align to feel worthy. The real light you're looking for will never come from a filter or a spotlight. It will come from a deep decision inside of you that says, I am enough, I am ready, I am radiant. That decision becomes a frequency, and that frequency is magnetic. It draws opportunities, people, and outcomes into your orbit, not because you're pretending, but because you're aligned with your authentic self. Your glow is not about how loud you are, it's about how true you are. It's how you walk into a room with quiet confidence, knowing who you are without needing to prove it. It's how you choose peace over performance, purpose over people-pleasing, and self-respect over constant approval. When you realize the glow comes from you, you stop dimming yourself for others. You stop waiting to be seen and start seeing yourself clearly. And in that clarity, you become unstoppable. This mindset changes how you wake up, how you move through your day, how you approach challenges, and how you treat others. You stop outsourcing your worth. You stop needing constant reassurance. You no longer get thrown off course by temporary setbacks or people who don't understand your vision. You begin to carry a power that's grounded in truth, not ego. You don't chase love, success, or happiness. They start chasing you because you become a beacon of self-belief and alignment. When you take full ownership of your inner glow, you stop living life on mute. You rise, you radiate, you walk in rooms and shift atmospheres, not with noise, but with energy. That energy, it's sacred, it's rare, and it's yours. You don't need to fight for the spotlight. You are the light. And the world doesn't need more copies. It needs more souls brave enough to light up from within. So step into your brilliance, not someday, but now, because the glow you're looking for is already yours. Alignment is not about being perfect, it's about being real, being rooted, and being in tune with your deepest values. Most people chase perfection thinking it will lead to peace, but what they find instead is pressure, anxiety, and burnout. Perfection is a performance rooted in fear, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. But alignment, that's power. Alignment says, I trust who I am, I know what matters to me, and I'm not bending myself out of shape to fit into spaces I've outgrown. It's not about trying to please everyone, it's about being loyal to your truth, even if it makes others uncomfortable. When you're aligned, your actions reflect your intentions. Your energy becomes consistent. You stop saying yes when you mean no. You stop overextending, over-explaining, and overcompensating. You begin to live in a way that feels right, not just looks right. Alignment feels like peace in your chest, clarity in your mind, and fire in your soul. It's choosing integrity over image, wholeness over performance. It's the quiet courage to walk your path, even when others don't understand it. And the most beautiful part, when you're in alignment, you glow differently. You no longer have to convince people of your worth. They feel it, they see it, because your authenticity is magnetic. Standing in alignment is what turns your glow from a flicker into a flame. But it's not always easy. Sometimes it means walking away from things that once felt familiar. It means disappointing others to remain loyal to yourself. It means letting go of roles you've outgrown. And in that space of letting go, you reclaim your power. You stop needing permission to shine. You start realizing that shrinking for the comfort of others only leaves you disconnected from your own magic. This shift into alignment demands deep self-respect. It's knowing that not everyone will celebrate your growth and being okay with that. It's understanding that when your soul speaks, you listen. Even if your voice shakes, even if your knees tremble, because there's something unshakable about a person who is aligned with their purpose. They don't chase, they attract, they don't compete, they create, they don't force, they flow, and that kind of energy transforms everything it touches. When you choose alignment over perfection, you liberate yourself. You stop living for the highlight reel and start building a life that actually feels good on the inside. You stop following trends and start following your truth. You stop burning out for approval and start burning bright from within. And suddenly life becomes less about striving and more about being centered, being whole, being radiant. That's the foundation of inner glow. And that's the power of choosing alignment over illusion. You become unshakable not because life is easy, but because you are aligned, awake, and unapologetically you. Glow requires grit because real radiance isn't born from ease. It's born in the moments you push forward when everything inside you wants to quit. The glow people admire on the outside is only possible because of the strength you build on the inside. It's easy to shine when life is going well, when everything is smooth, when you're winning. But true glow shows up when life tests you, when things fall apart, when doors close, and still you choose to rise. That's grit, that's resilience. That's what separates those who just talk about glow from those who live it. There will be days when nothing makes sense, when the doubts feel louder than your dreams, and when no one claps for your efforts. On those days, your glow will feel quiet, almost invisible, but that's where the real strategy kicks in. You don't glow because it's convenient, you glow because it's your commitment. You get up anyway. You keep going. You speak life over your own journey, even when no one else does. That persistence, that consistency, that inner decision to keep moving forward is where your light is forged. The glow becomes stronger every time you choose faith over fear, discipline over distraction, and purpose over comfort. Glow is not a passive experience, it's an active choice. It means showing up to your life like it matters, because it does. It means holding your vision even when the results haven't shown up yet. Grit doesn't mean pretending you're okay when you're not. It means acknowledging the pain, but refusing to let it define you. It means understanding that tears and triumphs often walk together. It means showing yourself grace while still demanding your own greatness. This kind of inner strength isn't taught, it's earned. It's earned through every early morning you didn't want to wake up, every difficult conversation you didn't want to have, every boundary you set even when it hurt. There's power in not giving up. There's beauty in continuing to believe in yourself, even after failure, after rejection, after disappointment. Glow requires you to be relentless, not in chasing validation, but in honoring your vision. You glow because you decide to. You glow because your purpose is louder than your pain. You glow because you know this journey isn't just about how fast you rise, but how deeply you grow. Grit allows your glow to sustain. It's the foundation that makes it real, not temporary. So when you feel tired, remember, the glow isn't always visible to the world, but it's always alive in you. It's built in silence, in solitude, in small, consistent steps. That glow that looks effortless from the outside, it's crafted in the fire of effort, in the struggle, in the grind. And that's why it's unshakable, because it's not a trend, it's a truth, it's not a phase, it's a force. And that force is you, becoming everything you were born to be, one resilient step at a time. Strategic energy management is power because how you use, protect, and direct your energy shapes your entire life. Every decision you make, every person you interact with, and every thought you entertain either fuels your inner glow or drains it. Energy is not infinite, it's a sacred resource. The most radiant people aren't the ones doing the most, they're the ones doing the right things with focus, clarity, and intention. They don't say yes to everything. They don't engage in every conflict. They don't waste time explaining their worth. They conserve their power for what matters, and because of that, their glow becomes magnetic. When you begin to understand your energy as currency, you start making different choices. You no longer give unlimited access to people who constantly take without giving. You stop entertaining distractions that keep you busy but not productive. You recognize that not every call deserves to be answered, not every opinion needs a response, and not every invitation aligns with your purpose. This doesn't make you cold, it makes you clear. It means you value your peace. It means you know that your glow can only thrive in environments that nourish, not drain your soul. Strategic energy means you create boundaries, not walls to keep people out, but filters to protect what you're building. You become mindful of your inputs, the content you consume, the conversations you entertain, the spaces you walk into. You start asking, does this expand me or exhaust me? Because you understand that everything you absorb becomes part of your frequency. And when you're intentional with your frequency, you begin to attract people, opportunities, and outcomes that reflect your highest self. It's not just about what you say no to, it's also about what you say yes to. You start saying yes to rest without guilt, to silence without fear, to time alone without loneliness. You understand that your glow needs stillness just as much as it needs movement. You allow yourself to unplug, to reset, to reconnect with your soul. Because when your energy is balanced, your intuition becomes louder, your focus becomes sharper, and your decisions become aligned. You operate from clarity instead of chaos, from purpose instead of pressure. Strategic energy also means choosing your battles. You stop wasting time trying to prove your worth to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop pouring into situations that never pour back. You let go of what's heavy so you can hold what's holy. You redirect your energy from overthinking into action, from fear into faith, from noise into intention. That shift alone changes everything. It turns burnout into brilliance. It transforms fatigue into focus. It reclaims the power you've been giving away. When you become the strategist of your energy, you no longer react to life, you respond with purpose. You become the calm in the storm, the clarity in the noise, the light in the dark. Your glow becomes steady, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer wasting energy on what doesn't grow you. That's real power, that's unshakable glow, that's a life lived with precision, peace, and purpose. Self-love is accountability and elevation because it's not just about feeling good, it's about becoming better. Real self-love doesn't just comfort you, it calls you higher. It doesn't just soothe your wounds, it strengthens your will. It looks you in the eye and says, you deserve more, but you also have to do more. It's not just treating yourself kindly when you're hurting, it's refusing to let yourself stay stuck in cycles that keep you small. It's not always soft and gentle, sometimes it's fierce and honest. Self-love is showing up for yourself even when no one else does. It's choosing to be disciplined, not because you hate yourself, but because you believe in your potential. When you truly love yourself, you start demanding more from your habits, your thoughts, and your environment. You stop tolerating chaos, excuses, and people who disrespect your boundaries. You start keeping the promises you make to yourself. You don't just talk about change, you become it. Self-love means you care enough about your future to correct your present. It means having the courage to say, I'm not staying here. I'm not repeating this. I deserve a life that reflects who I really am. And then doing the inner and outer work to make that a reality. Loving yourself isn't always about rest and relaxation. Sometimes it's waking up early, putting in the work, saying no to what feels good temporarily so you can have what feels right long term. It's choosing growth over comfort. It's unlearning patterns that no longer serve you even when they feel familiar. It's holding yourself accountable without shame and pushing yourself forward with compassion. You stop playing the victim in your own story and start owning your role as the creator. That shift, that's elevation. This kind of self-love shifts everything about how you carry yourself. You walk differently, think differently, speak differently. You become more intentional with your time. You start being more mindful of what you consume, whether it's food, media, or conversations, because you understand that everything you allow in affects who you're becoming. You dress for your future, not your past. You speak to yourself with words that uplift, not tear down. You stop waiting for someone else to save you, fix you, or choose you. You realize it's always been you. Self-love gives you the strength to raise your standards, not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. You know what you bring to the table, so you're no longer afraid to eat alone. You stop chasing people and start attracting those who match your frequency. You become the kind of person you used to look up to. You forgive yourself, not to forget the past, but to free yourself from it. And in that freedom, you rise, you shine, you glow, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. That's what self-love does. It doesn't just comfort, it transforms. It doesn't just heal, it awakens. It makes you unstoppable because you're no longer waiting to be loved. You are love in action. You are the creator, not the victim. And the moment you fully embrace that truth is the moment everything begins to shift. Life doesn't just happen to you, you happen to life. You're not at the mercy of your circumstances. You are the designer of your experience. This realization is where your power begins. For too long, you may have been conditioned to believe that your worth, your success, your happiness are all determined by external forces. But the glow you're looking for, it doesn't come from control over the outside world. It comes from mastering your inner world. Being the creator means taking radical responsibility for your life. Not blame, not guilt, responsibility. It's the awareness that while you can't always control what happens, you can always choose how to respond. You can choose your thoughts. You can choose your beliefs. You can choose your energy. Victims wait. Creators decide. Victims hope for change. Creators become the change. When you see yourself as a creator, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what can I build from this? That shift alone changes your entire vibration. You begin to treat your thoughts as tools. You stop letting your emotions run the show. You pause. You observe. You redirect. You know that every decision, every action, every word you speak is either building your future or sabotaging it. Creators are not passive. They are intentional. They don't react to life. They design it. They set the tone for their day, their energy, their goals. They don't wait for motivation to strike. They create structure, routines, and momentum that carries them through. Even in hard times, creators stay rooted in power. This doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means knowing that even in the midst of pain, you still have choice. You can choose to heal. You can choose to learn. You can choose to rise. You stop giving away your power to people, situations, or fears that try to convince you that you're stuck. You're never stuck. You're just standing still, waiting to remember that you are the one with the pen. The story isn't finished. You are writing it every day. When you live as a creator, your glow becomes magnetic. Not because everything is perfect, but because your energy speaks of ownership, alignment, and purpose. You walk into a room and people feel something different. They feel your clarity, your confidence, your calm. Because you're not trying to control everything, you've taken control of yourself. And that's the only control that ever really matters. Being the creator means stepping into your full power. It means owning your flaws, honoring your journey, and taking full authorship of your future. You start building your life from intention, not reaction, from purpose, not pressure, and you begin to realize the glow isn't a reward you earn. It's a frequency you become. Not because life handed it to you, but because you remembered who you are and you chose to create from that place every single day.